Her oldest brother, Sylvester, is being played. He's also my producer, Carmichael, was totally against it. Everyone was against it at first. And she tries to convince to them, this is what I have to do. We cannot continue to live this way. And eventually they kind of follow her lead. And it's all up to her to do what this mission to do. Very, very risky mission, but she was willing to do this mission. And I took a lot of this, of who Sarah is, from people like, she was out of West Africa. She was the queen at the time of the 15th century by the name of Amina. I'm not sure if you're familiar with her, but she was a warrior. Uh, from me reading it, many Mians, the soldiers, were scared of her because of how ruthless she was, and she ran. She basically ran her reign for so many years, and I love that story about Amina, and I gave that and applied that to Sarah. Harriet Tubman, I've loved her, her willingness and risk taking that she was taking, what she was doing for the runaways. And I kind of took that and applied that also to Sarah. So people is going to be able to see a bit of comparison if you know these icons. Shaka Zulu mother, I can't pronounce her name, but his mother was a very strong woman, and she knew what she knew. And I took a lot of her being smart, and I kind of added with Sarah. So people is going to see a mixture of these three icons within this little girl who is only 14 years old. So down the road, to make the story short, when they do take on this mission and they go and try to get to their freedom, instead of creating or a place as we all know of, like Harriet Tubman, where she would take the runaways up north. She would take them, places like Virginia, New York, Maine, even up in Maine, Canada. It's been places she took the runaways and sell them out to Canada. I didn't want to use those types of locations. I wanted to be very creative and to be able to use my imagination. Hollywood does it all the time, so why couldn't I? So I'm like, okay, and I came up with a place called the Land of Regur. If you look up Regur, Regur, it means black soil. So I took the word and meaning of black soil and said, okay, the Land of Regur. So when they get to this particular land called the Land of Regur, they are shocked. They are a bit frightened because they don't understand what's going on this land. And what they see on this land is people that looks just like them, but they're dressed different. They don't see a white man on sight. Everything is totally governed by the black man. And what they see is totally what they know, totally different. Make the whole story short, coming into the Land of Regur is where this family would gain everything that was lost to them. The people on this land has been waiting for Sarah and her family for years to come back to reclaim her throne. So therefore, she is the queen. Sarah, as we all know throughout the whole film, is Sarah, but her real name was stripped away from her. Her real name is Amina. And language, her culture, who they are, everything will be given back to them on the end of this film. And that's how we plan it out. We're pretty much going backwards. Even though I'm starting the beginning off with slavery, we're going backwards. So I'm kind of setting up for the second film, going backwards of who they really are. And to answer also your other question, the date we have set, it was set for Juneteenth, but due to at the time, the pandemic and the theaters having these restrictions, we moved it to October the 9th. also October the 9th is, I was told as well and kind of looked it up, was also the very beginning of the Black Panther Party for self-defense. So it does also still have meaning to it, because I wanted to release it in Juneteenth just because of the meaning of what Juneteenth truly means. And someone told me, hey man, October 9th, you know what October 9th mean? I was like, nah, what it was like, I was like, for real? And I looked it up. I was like, oh, wow. Okay. October 9th is what it's going to be. So, October the 9th, it's going to be at the Turnish Theater. And right now, we're still getting all the logistics done within the theaters. We're hoping to lock in more theaters in other cities and states. We're also looking into streaming this film as well worldwide, that it can be shown to all the people across the world. We're, I'm kind of leaning on Amazon a little bit. So we're looking to maybe, stream with them if everything comes out and pans out to be good on their end, and then on our end if we see fit. But yeah, October the 9th is going to be the release of Freedom of North Carolina.
Those are exciting news, and we are looking forward. And please share with us so that we can share with our audience more news on that, if you are streaming, so that we can also encourage our viewers to check it in Mozambique and in Portugal, in South Africa, in other parts of the world where we are viewed. So keep in touch about that, please. And the last part I wanted to, because you are thinking already about the second part, so that vision of the future. What other plans do you have? Are you a type of person to make long plans, long-term time or vision plans, or you have short vision plans?
I like more of long-term plans. A lot of time, I mean, if I get a vision, I write it down, and it's a lot of things that I want to do even after this, because a lot of people have been asking the same question about the second film, and I'm like, oh, I'm not thinking about that right now. I'm trying to get this film off the ground. But just to answer your question, yes, with the film that's coming after this, man, I'm definitely long terms of other great films that will be inspiring, empowering, motivating, liberating our people. That's all the film that I'm interested of doing. And I think we need to see more. You're beginning to see more from different directors as well. But the way I'm looking at it, a film that can really educate our people to think different, to change their minds, and to recreate their world, man. And film is a great tool to do it, because it's entertaining, it's entertainment. Music as well is another great way to do it, as well. So a lot of these people you see on behind me on these walls, man, a lot of them is living through me, and I'm using that and really using the platform of film and to be able to put out these great stories, man.
No, that's really powerful once again, and let me always also recommend people once again to follow you on social media, Freedom of NC on Instagram.
Right.
So follow James Jones to know more about this movie, about his work, get in touch, engage with him. So this is what we are here for. To all our viewers, don't forget to subscribe also. And if you want to become a Patreon, you also have a link here. So become a freestyler and be involved in our mission to create a platform to become a bridge of inspiration between Africa and the world. This is what we are trying to do here. And also thanks again to Frederick Murphy for this great mission. This is one thing that really makes me pride, is that when I get the former guest to recommend another guest, is because he or she feels as a part of our platform, a part of our family. And the same way you and your cast have that feeling.